Hello and welcome. A disproportionate percentage of a needlessly frightened community have all too quickly succumbed to paralysing panic induced by the never-ending barrage of media-driven virus hysteria, which they currently wallow in ad nauseum. Logic and reason are supplanted by fearful ignorance, despite the fact that abundant evidence exposing this media-manufactured false flag crisis is overwhelming and incontestable. That it's just another despicable globalist scam doesn't mean to say no contagion exists, but rather, whatever it might be, has yet to be shown to warrant such massive overreach response. Be that as it may, using fear for public manipulation works fine for the globalist criminals, so they'll keep on using it ad infinitum. Feel free to believe this mythical virus is faster than a speeding bullet and can leap tall buildings in a single bound if floundering in fake media-created mayhem is your thing. The bottom line is that it's impossible to trust anything coming from government, the medical mafia, and the corrupt media. They're all deeply mired in calculated deceit, selected obfuscation, and demonstrable lies. The socio-psychopaths masquerading as government are criminal scum, undeserving of the time of day, let alone public confidence. It's beyond comprehension how any sane person can believe a single utterance issuing from these Dr. Mengele wannabes who criminally suppress cheap and effective natural cancer cures through immoral misapplication of law, yet still the wider community unquestioningly accept the dictates of these same satanic ghouls now urging the absurd nonsense of social distancing. As previously reported, a key component of this false flag event is to collapse the global economy, which they accomplished pretty much already. Now watch the tsunami of bailouts direct trillions into the pockets of wealthy corporations, executives and globalist businesses, all openly robbed from taxpayers. This massive financial theft will cause hyperinflation, the crushing of your savings, pensions and other assets. My objective with this channel is to report financial, government and media crimes while allowing viewers to connect the dots for themselves to determine their own conclusions. In this instance, it's unclear what additional evidence exposing such massive and painfully obvious fraud needs further emphasis. The shameful record of mainstream media deception should highlight ongoing perception management, which is exemplified by the gross misreporting of casualty numbers. All that's being pumped out 24/7 are ludicrously bloated estimates, which put more succinctly is speculation and uninformed guesswork. But no one investigates this glaring journalistic anomaly for fear of exposing the truth, which directly disproves the establishment narrative. On March the 19th, 2020, the UK Department of Health announced a downgrading of the severity of classification of COVID-19 virus. But nothing of this has been reported on mainstream media since it undermined their panic merchant narrative. You'll also note a conspicuous absence of empirical data, corroborated peer-reviewed casualty statistics, witness testimony, and on-the-spot video evidence, which are all replaced by the talking heads with titles parroting the nonsensical scaremongering falsehoods they insist that you believe. This malevolent medical fascism unfolds while truth itself is being sadistically slow-tortured to death in the UK's Belmarsh prison in the persona of Julian Assange. I don't fight this encroaching evil from a position of hating it, but rather from seeking to protect the fundamental freedoms in the gravest possible peril. At the time of scripting this report, dangerously tyrannical laws are ushering in that obliterate constitutional rights and basic freedoms under the phony pretext of being for your own protection. Nothing emanating from these criminally insane monsters is ever for the public good, so believing their propaganda is suicidal. Accordingly, it's completely unknown whatever health impacts might or might not be, so it makes sense to exercise fundamental precautions in regard to maximising immunity. This cannot be done via poisonous vaccines, but rather by way of naturally detoxifying. We enjoy a home infrared sauna as our preferred method because IR saunas raise core body temperature, which is our natural immune response to viral and bacterial illness. They stimulate the body of the production of white blood cells, the body's natural defense against bacteria and viruses, while efficiently eliminating toxins. Reducing toxic load allows the body to work more efficiently to fight bacteria and viruses. IR saunas greatly reduce stress while facilitating deep sleep, which is when the body does much of its repair and rejuvenation. Any means of regular detoxification is good practice. Inexpensive face steamers provide excellent respiratory enhancement by inhaling steamed essential oils 2 or 3 times a week or whenever circumstances require. At this point, no one can predict how this panic-driven fast crisis will play out. But there's a growing belief blatantly manufactured scare is being cleverly turned and used against the Luciferian deep state criminals. Let's wish any white hats involved in any such noble effort a speedy and overwhelming success. Thank you for watching.